Well, it happened. It happened after what? It finally happened. The Spurs. Game 6. Give me game 7. May 30th. I want this. Alright. So let's get this over with. So
They stop working and the market
sorry.
stopped working for everyone else.
Shut it. So here's my honest opinion from the about the Thunder. Now this is me being unbiased and not being a Thunder fan, so I'm gonna try not to make it to where it sounds like I'm biased. I'm gonna use real data and explain to you, in my opinion, how I view the Oklahoma City Thunder. So whether they won or lost last night, the stream was still going to happen, but just would be pushed to June 3rd, which would be the NBA Finals. That was it. That's basically what it would be, but it would still happen. It's just now I get to do it earlier because they eliminated. So obviously the Spurs last night just went into OKC, and just like Game One, it was close, but then the Spurs pulled away in the fourth, and that's all she wrote. The Thunder just they tried and tried, but they just could not overcome their deficit. When you're down by 10, it is hard, especially in the fourth quarter. With a team like San Antonio, you just can't let them get ahead. You have to keep the game condensed and into the field of Oklahoma City style. They just could not get that going, and that led to the Spurs getting in the transition, getting heat, getting hot, and all that from threes, and allowed them to really sort of push themselves into basically what would extend to like a god mode, essentially, where everyone was making threes, everyone was in rhythm, and it was just the Spurs had a more unified assault, and the Thunder just looked sloppy as they have been this entire series. Now you can't fault it all on SGA, Shea Gilgis Alexander. You can't make him be at fault. It was not his fault last night. The Thunder just were not ready. They were too arrogant. They didn't size. They didn't think. They didn't play with enough urgency. That led to SGA having to carry the entire load that night, and obviously there's some games where he looked not like himself, which is going to happen. You can't be perfect for all time. You're going to have some Jesus. Sorry, guys. Where was I? Oh, so SGA is not the problem. You can't blame it all on SGA. Everyone, the role players, no one stepped up. SGA stepped up. Everyone else did not meet the match. And it led to just OKC falling apart because they were just they played the Boston playbook. They lived and died by the three, and I don't get it. I mean, your best moments are just to get into the paint, get the easy shots, get the shots you know you can get, rather than trying to make. Yeah, I know, but yeah, again, like the Thunder, it's just I think you can't just shoot for threes. You have to like really give let San Antonio know their respect and also hi. Yeah, I forgot to say hi, Echo. Um, it's just I feel like the Thunder, if the Thunder played like they have been in the past, in the regular season and most of the series, I think they would have came out on top. Um, well, it's in first time in NBA history, a team that won Game Five did not go on to win the series. It was a 95% guaranteed that every team who wins Game Five goes on to win the series because like a motivational booster, I guess. So it pushes them to win Game Six, and then that eliminates it. So it's everyone who makes it to Game Set Five and wins goes on to win the series. The Spurs basically ended that 54 and 2 streak, and I believe so 52 and 4 streak of teams getting past games 5 and then winning the series. The Thunder just did not look like the Thunder. You can't blame it all on SGA. You have to look at everyone else. I think Jay Williams and Chet Holmgren did not step up to the plate like they did in games 4 and game 2. I mean, game three, game 2 and game 5. I think they felt like they were just not playing to the level that they could have. Isaiah Hartenstein, give the man all the flowers. He did what he could, but at the end of the day, the Spurs they knew exactly what the stakes were, and they played at the higher level, and that's the end of that. Yeah, it's I don't want to go into the personal part about it, but I understand. I understand what it means when you see me. I understand. So pulling up the stats over here, I have the game. Of course, the final score was 111 to 103. The Thunder, of course, lost. So I feel like, in my opinion, this was basically what we asked for. It was the best series I think in all of NBA lore, besides 2018 Warriors and Lakers between Stephen Curry and LeBron James. I feel like this lived up to the hype, and it's sad, but I'm not mad because I didn't think the Thunder looked like the championship team that they claimed themselves to be. I think they didn't. They just came into a brick wall, and the Spurs were the only team this year to give the Thunder a serious challenge. And it's it's you gotta give flowers to the Spurs because no other team been able. Oh, thanks, thank you. Um, but yeah, I don't want to. I think I've said enough about it, the game itself. Let's go over into the stats and see where we can find the reasons and why. First, I want to get this out of the way. I do know about the Giannis trade. So back during April. Oh well, thanks, thank you. I didn't expect it to. Hmm, thanks, just thanks. Um, so back to April. The Thunder. Obviously, Jay Williams had the hamstring, so he was out for most of the season, and um So there's this rumor, now it's probably true, but that this Thunder would trade Jay Williams for Giannis from the Milwaukee Bucks because you're getting rid of draft capital, you're opening up that spot for a younger, more rookie contract. Like you're not. It's gonna help their salary cap when they don't, so they don't have to pay Jay Williams. And then obviously the Bucks get a star-studded player, and it works out for both teams. It's basically like a pot of gold. Like it's right there, and they want the Thunder to do it, and I think the Thunder will. I think this offseason we might see Isaiah Hartenstein, AJ Wiggins. Uh, and Jay Williams possibly leave, be maybe go somewhere else because their contracts and all that. We'll get to all that in a separate video when I talk about the offseason for the Thunder. But looking at this box score, yeah, it wasn't even close. The Spurs combined for, let me see, let me do the math here. This is crazy. Let me do the math. This might blow everyone out the water. This is gonna blow everyone out the water. Um, calculator. Let's see. So 38. So 38. Okay, perfect. That'll probably be around 3-ish o'clock. Yeah, 3 o'clock is probably when I'll be done. So 30. So looking at this, 38. So Champagne at 38. Victor had so plus 42. Plus 36 plus 33 and then plus 36. So all the Spurs combined for a total of 185 points. Meanwhile, the Thunder, hold on. The Thunder, they let's see. Oh, the bench, we'll get to them in a second. But the Thunder, Isaiah Hartenstein, so Isaiah Hartenstein had 21. Uh, SG Chet Holmgren had oh I didn't look at the wrong stat. I'm looking at minutes, not that's whoops. Let me go back. Here we go. This seems more accurate. So Champagne had 20 points. Victor had 22. De'Aaron Fox had 15. I know, silly me. Devon Vassell had 22. I mean, had 11. And Castle had 16. All right, so your actual number is 84 points. So 84 points, which means kind of like, so again, that 10-point lead, you'll see that in a second when we calculate the Thunder. The Thunder, let's see, Isaiah Hartenstein had, so by the way, this is for starters. The bench we'll get to in a second. So Isaiah Hartenstein had 7. Chet Holmgren had only 4. SGA had 33, 35, sorry. Yeah, that's right. SGA had 35 points, almost that 40-point every time he has. Luke Dort had only 3. He's probably going to get traded off in the offseason just because of how bad he performed. I don't expect him to be on the team. You can't be that bad at it, at something that should have been so easy. Case and Wallace, 17. So the Thunder combined for 66. Down 10. That's 10 points. That's a 10, what? 86 minus, hold on. 66. No, I want 84 minus 66. 18 points. So 18 points because the Spurs ran it up. That's right. 101, 103. That makes sense. So now doing the bench, obviously you get the bench here. The bench is just the same, like 3, 16, 3, 6, 20, I mean, 0, 11, 2. We don't care about the bench at this point. The starters are what really matters because the starters are most going to be playing the entire game, maybe 2 rotations at most. But yeah, the Thunder just got outscored. I mean, Victor Wembanyama and Champagne, by godly Jesus H. Christ, they put up a monstrous 22. They've come just those 2 players alone combined for 42 points. Meanwhile, SGA and what's supposedly the best man, uh, Jay Williams and SGA combined for 40, like 42 points. Wait, 42? That's the same? Hold on. 35 plus 11. 46. So even when Jay Williams and SGA come. Oh, wait, that's right. Case Moss. I needed Case Moss. So the Thunder actually, let me take back my sentence. The Thunder outscored Victor Wembanyama and Champagne to get. It took three players to beat two combined points from Victor Wembanyama and Julian Champagne. Utter domination. Let's go over some more stuff. So obviously this was a game about defenses. If there's a saying in the NBA that goes something like this. If a team has a defense and a team has a defense and a team has an offense and a team has an offense, it's all about who's going to be staying on the court the longest. Who has more minutes than the other, because that usually determines the win. And remember, in Game 5, the Thunder won the Wemby minutes, meaning they stayed longer on the court, so they were able to get more points, and that's what led them to blow out the Spurs. The Spurs did it right back in Game 6 and in Game 7. You gotta win the one-on-one minutes. If Victor Wembanyama is off the court, you gotta take advantage because that's your lane to go inside and get those easy layups. And even when Wemby was out, you got to give props to Dort and Luke Cornett and Castle because they stepped in and filled that gap in. And there's nothing to say. There's nothing good from this game. It's the Spurs just played better on all fronts. The only thing that the Thunder won would be the rebounds. Uh, both teams combined for plus 10 or more rebounds. But the Thunder won that by a lot more margin, won it by 15. So if you had anything from rebounds on your parlay, well, congratulations, you won yourself some Thunder money. But yeah, so again, just looking at this final box score, 32-25 in the first half. Second quarter was 24-28. Third quarter, 24-24, and then fourth quarter was just 31-26. It's just the whole time the Spurs led, and it looked like at one point the Thunder would take the lead and pull away, but the Spurs, they just let the Spurs come back. So back to the Thunder thing, back to the thing. So that's what happened last night. Now again, like I said, I'll do the Giannis trade and all that in a separate show. But I wanted to talk about mainly how I think the Thunder go forward because the Thunder are going to stay. They're not going to fall off. They're too deep of a team to not run it back. I mean, if you just take the same team and just minus those four players, the Thunder very well could make it right back to the finals. They have so many picks. They have an armory of draft stock. It's a master. It's almost video game numbers. Like the Thunder could trade for two All-Stars, in LeBron and Steph Curry, and still have enough money to pay everyone else. It's crazy. They have so much money they could buy two All-Stars, famous All-Stars, bring them to the team, and still have enough money to pay all their players. They've done enough in the draft to where they're basically gonna be they're not gonna run out of people. They can just send waves and waves at everyone, and it eventually wears them down. We saw that in Detroit too, where Detroit did the same thing, where they just threw waves of waves of waves at people, and they're from their bench, and that's what willed them to victory. So where did the Thunder go from here? I don't know. I think the Thunder need to look at who they want to pay and who they don't. I think most importantly, I think you've got to address the Jay Williams situation because his contract's going to expire soon, and you're going to be paying $42 million back to him. You might as well, if you want, the Milwaukee Bucks are willing to trade Giannis for a fair price. In my opinion, I would take that. You have basically the Wemby solver because Giannis is a big guy, 6'5". He's a muscular dude. Dude is basically built for Wemby. Like if you go back and watch some of his games at Milwaukee, he's Derrick Henry in basketball. Like he's a big guy, and so if you want someone to be able to match Wemby and then not have Chet be harassed by Wemby, Giannis is the perfect match for Wemby because he allows for that pick and roll. And against Wemby, that is effective because it throws his rhythm off. And if you throw his rhythm off, he gets too hesitant, he gets sporadic, and I feel like the Knicks are going to the Spurs need to be careful of the Knicks because the Knicks are basically on a god run right now. And if you've got an immovable object and a faster than light speed object, whoever comes head on first will win the series. I think it's going to be the best series we've gotten in quite some time. It's not going to top last year's though. The Thunder and Pacers last year, I think, will probably go down in history as one of the best finals we've had. I mean, the Western Finals was basically the finals. Whoever won the Western Conference would win the title. That's why I'm not as mad that Thunder lost because I'm like, at the end of the day, it's a 50-50 on who comes out of the West, either the Thunder or the Spurs. And the Spurs came out, and so they're probably going to go on to win it. And little golf clap to Victor Wembanyama. Again, I'm being unbiased here. I don't want to really, I don't want to, because I'm probably filled up with so much rage right now, but I'm keeping it cool. I'm keeping it unbiased. I'm trying to keep it level headed because that's who I am. That's what I want to be on this channel. I don't want to be super sporadic. I want to keep this under control. And at the end of the day, you tip your hat to Victor Wembanyama. You just have to praise him. Like you have to give credit to Spurs. They had a game plan that no other team had, and they executed it, and it worked. So I think so. Going back to the whole role playing thing, I feel like the Spurs. Okay, so the refs. Before we all get to it, the refs were very, very cautious in this game. They were letting them beat up each other. Now I think there was some calls on both sides that did not should have been called but weren't. But I think that was mainly the refs are like, listen, we know we've getting all these hate from people saying we favor the Thunder. We don't want that. We're gonna let them play it out because it's Game 7. You don't want to make something that ruins the game's flow. And I think that you just let the two best defenses go toe to toe. No, not like fist fighting and punching each other and hair point. Like keep it under control, but let them be pushy. Let them sort of get into each other because ultimately that's what is this series was. Don't worry, you are fine. My friend Drake's the same thing. He's listening to me while he mows. So, yeah, you're fine. But back to I think that it's just that's fine. I'll just be your background noise. Um, anyways, so you just the Thunder, I think they could have the referees were not at fault. The refs, I think they called a good game. They didn't call any fluky ones. You got some weird ones, but I think for the most part the refs just they officiated the best they could with these two teams, and you just at some point just gotta let the bull out and let's see who wins out. And the Spurs just they were physical and more ready to handle it. So yeah. Um. So the big issue that I have, in my opinion, my honest take on this is, I feel like the Thunder were not as dominant as they were in previous years. And I feel like the Spurs really exposed the Thunder's lack of a center. And going into the offseason, I think that's the first thing Markey should be ready to take care of is who do we want to be able to guard the middle of the paint. Obviously, that Wemby defender that Wemby person who can just block all the shots, keep everything condensed. I think you got to start there, and then you work down to the other people: Chet, Isaiah, Caruso, Wiggins, Dort. You work your way down to those people, but it starts at the center. You need someone to be able to go into the paint and fight Wemby now, and teams are going to look at that and be like, yeah, we need even if the Thunder can't do it, then we need to go out and get someone that can because if the Thunder can't beat Wemby, then who can beat Wemby? Like that's the new target is who can stop Wemby and Giannis if no one's taken him by now, I swear to God, he is what Wemby fears. He is the real killer for Wemby. And if you've got Thunder, Chet, and Isaiah, all with SGA and Caruso, you're talking about one of the three best guards, three best point shooters in the game. Like you've got, imagine Giannis, uh, Shea, and and Mitchell together. On Hartenstein, if Hartenstein stays, that is, that would be basically, yeah. Hello. That's basically the equivalent of LeBron and Curry's teaming up together. It's going to blow up the NBA. The NBA may not come back from it. So we'll see how the Thunder handle this offseason. Obviously, now you can look forward to the draft and you can now use that armor you have to figure out what you want to do. Um, I wanted to go back through the series before we end off the show. I want to go through the series again. I want to explain some of the parallels that we saw with this game in the regular season series as well. Um, so let's go. So let's go back to this. So game one, obviously 122 to 115. 122 to 113. OKC wins game two. Game three was the Thunder as well. They won game three as well, 123 to 108. Then the Spurs led 103 to 82. 114 to 127. Thunder won game five in a blowout. And then the Spurs went on to win game six and game seven, 118-91, 111 to 103. If you'll notice the pattern, the parallels here is that the teams never got past more 20 points. Like no team led by 20. It was either by 10 or by 15. So the Thunder and the Spurs, the first game one, they lost by 10. 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122. Sorry, they lost by 7. They lost by 7, and then the Thunder beat the Spurs in game two, 122 to 113. So you can see the first two games they paralleled each other and they tied. So 1-2, 1-2. So they paralleled each other, and that was kind of weird that they both almost were the exact same scores but flipped. Then you had 108 to 123, 103 to 180 to 82. Notice how again it's that 10-point difference. And then game six, 118 to 111 to 91 to 103. You see that difference here, 91, 82, 103, 103. So there was some parallels here, but it was most part what the Spurs did in the regular season too. The regular season, the Spurs won all four except game four, but that was because Victor Wembanyama was injured with a concussion. But 119, so 116, you can see they all were almost blowouts. And that's just the team that the Thunder was matched up against. And unfortunately, the Timberwolves could not do anything and were the only team. The Timberwolves were the only team that could actually match up and give San Antonio a run for their money. And then even if the Spurs won that, they were supposed to go against the Thunder. And if the yeah, I will. Don't forget, I haven't forgotten. So even if if the Spurs beat the Timberwolves, they've still to face the Thunder, and I feel like that the Spurs are just the Timberwolves should have done more to stop to tire out the Spurs, but they didn't. So they were rested. They came into OKC and were probably enough rested to go 7 games. And just like and again, the parallel is the Indiana game. I mean, you look back at that Pacers and Thunder game from last year. Obviously, Thunder, it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But instead of their star player getting hurt, the star player stays, and Game 7 goes to the Spurs. It felt very much like the Pacers and Thunder from last year, where it just if one player hat was going to step up, and instead of SGA stood up, but the Thunder did not. The Spurs stood up as one and won as one. Also, I want to talk real quick before we. I guess I can wrap it up early. I guess, but before we keep talking, before we end this little show, I do want to. I'll get to the message in a second. But I wanted to quickly just. I feel very emotional for the Spurs because you see them post game crying, like hugging and crying, and just filled with joy, and it warms your heart because you're like, this is a team that should not even be here, and yet they somehow defied the odds. And we'll look back on this season, whether they win or lose, and be like, the 2026 NBA playoffs, the fourth round was the conference final games, was probably some of the best we've ever had. And again, whether they win or lose at the end of the finals, the whole season as a whole, we will look at this season and be like, this was probably the best NBA season we've had in quite some time. So I will turn it over to um, a person in chat who would like to ask me something, and then we'll call it a wrap there. And again, before we get to that message, though, I want to quickly say that tomorrow I will have the predictions for the group of 5 teams. I mean, sorry, the Division 1 teams, the Sun Belt and the MAC. All those teams, I'll have that going for them tomorrow. Maybe we'll see. Not shooting for 9 o'clock. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I work. I go to work for the first time, so that'll be interesting. Um, well, like actual work, not just being there by myself. So that'll be fun. And then, like I said, I think later on this week, I'm gonna probably maybe Saturday night, I will do when I get more news about it. I'll probably make a video about the Giannis trade, or if it happens, or probably talk about just the Thunder. I'll talk about the Thunder's offseason, what they should do, and what they need to do to get back to the finals. So I'll turn it over to this person in chat, Echo. Know her. I know her personally, so I'm gonna let her take the floor and ask, and she can ask away, or but they can take it away. They have the floor now. No problem. Both sent. Sure. You can talk about it to me. Okay. Well, I will make a private post, and you can message me on that, and then if you want to, you can give me, what you just said in chat, and on that post, and then I'll delete that post once it's well, it'll be private anyway. So I will. There's a way I can do it. In fact, I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now on this computer. Let me make it real quick. So I can do. Uh, do visibility. Um, okay, it. Anyways, I can't get it to. It won't let me. Hold on. Go over. Okay, so can you listen to me for a second, and I'll walk you through how to do this way. Because it feels it'd be easier to do it on yours because I can't do mine. Go to your account and go to your post, and you should see when you make go create new post, and once you do that, let me know, and then I'm gonna walk you through how to make it private, and then I will just message you through that. And this way I can end the stream and all that. Don't worry, you can do that. Let me know. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Don't get all worried. The stream, if the more you keep the stream going, the more watch time I get. So I don't mind. Whoopsie. Uh-oh. It's no, don't search up my it's called the Alex Sports Show. Cats. The I hope it should show. Oh dear. I better not be with the Teletubbies. Oh dear. Okay, good. I was about to say Teletubbies. Nah, I ain't no Teletubbies. Yeah. Beat the 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 beat. hat comes off. Shirt goes down. Nah, I'm joking. I'll see. So are you on your now? Go to your channel. So go to your channel now and go to create post, and you should be able to see. I think it's in. Wait, before you do that, hold on. Before you do that, so go into yeah. So go into so manage. Okay, so create. Okay, let's do this step by step. So first off, create a post and just put whatever you want on it. Here, hey, this, whatever. Just do that, and then go when. Let me know when you do that. Don't worry. Um. Okay. Wait. Are you using your Switch with your account? Are you on your Switch using your YouTube account, or are you watching from your Switch for me, but then using your computer or whatever for the post? Okay, so yeah, so on your phone, if once you're on your channel, go so create a random post, just again type whatever you want on it and just oh, I know how fast you're able to type. You're a fast typer, and I'm kind of jealous. So let me know. So just you still have those strokes, huh? Okay, cool. So once you type something, so go. Do you see where it says manage videos? Do you see where it says manage videos? Okay, click on that. Click on that. Go to post, and then you should see. Are you there? You there? Are you on the manage videos? Okay, it should be at the very top. Like when you click on my channel, it should be right underneath customized channel. That's where it's at. So, what'll help if you want. edit channel. Do you? Okay. Okay. Let me go to there. Let me. So hold on. Video. So post. No, I save that for my other channel, which will be done in a little bit when I'm able to get Minecraft working again. Which will be where it's be my hangout channel and stuff. Like this is professional, and then the other one's more like a fun one. So let me go to shorts. Okay, so um, okay. So when you look at your phone, all you see is edit channel and analytics, right? Do that. Perfect. That way I can end the stream and then just go hop to that. Do that. That works. All right, let me end the stream though. Anyways, guys, now that that is done and over with, I'm gonna go do something else real quick. Hop on someone else's channel and help them out. Uh, Maybe see an embarrassing story. I don't know, but thank you guys so much for watching. Hope this game this series was awesome. Thunder just need to be better, and we'll talk about more than the off season video show. So yeah, I'll probably be live for the finals. I don't know. Starts June 3rd, but anyways, I love you all. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, love football and love sports. Good night, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Uh, okay, yeah. Wait, can you not just post it on a? Nah, never mind. Just post the weekend and then delete it. Oh, let me copy the link though. Let me copy the link, and then you can delete it, and then yeah, I know I'm gonna probably redo my outro, but it's fine. I don't care. I don't. This stream's already fun anyway, so I'm gonna probably just. It's like bloopers. Heh. So okay. Um. duh, 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 duh. Let me check. Take it down. 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 Okay. I'll see if it's. Yeah, I'll see if it. I'll wait for it to pull up on here. Um. Huh. Let me refresh. Okay. Anyway, guys, so like I said, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a good evening. And love football. Love you all. Love football. Love sports. Good evening, everyone. Actually, yeah, good evening, good night. See you next time.